yesterday you asked every Rotarian to look back on the past 7 years, choose their best one and do better than their best.
Yeah.
What was your best year and what would you do better?
What I've asked people to do is, as club and district leaders, there are expectations, of leadership. Particularly as we deliver on our vision statement and our action plan. In all of that, what I'm asking Rotarians to do, whether you're a club leader or a district leader, is as you provide your leadership, do something better than your best. Now, as individuals, that may mean something different also. So, for example, if you look at the last 7 years, and you find that as an individual Rotarian, for example, and you tell yourself, hey, my best hour of participation, at Rotary was X number of hours. I'm saying make a plan to do a little bit better, going forward, because for the club to perform better, individual Rotarians must perform better, and that simply will mean sometimes that when the club leadership calls on you, you say yes. So maybe from an individual point of view is to tell yourself, wait a minute, I've said no to Rotary many times. I want to say less no going forward, and that will be better than yourself.
So you also asked Rotarians to look at themselves and ask how Rotary has made a lasting change within themselves.
Yes.
How has Rotary made a lasting change within you?
A lot. Rotary has grounded me. I had a relatively privileged upbringing. In fact, I used to tell people that were it not for Rotary, I would be floating in the air, if you know what I mean. Just floating. But Rotary grounded me. Rotary allowed me to see more and to connect more with my community. Rotary had a great impact on my career also. A great impact on my career. And I also told you I was a Rotaractor. The opportunity Rotary gave me as a young person to interact with people and to get mentored by people in my vocation, in my profession, in the same industry with me, made a lot of difference. I do tell people sometimes that when I was 28, I had been a Rotarian by then, that the kind of things that was occupying my mind wasn't the kind of things that would occupy the mind of a typical 27-year-old. Just because I had Rotary. If you get what I mean.
Yeah.
So yes, made a lot of difference in my life. Yes.
And so you mentioned Rotaract. I believe you're the first RI president who was a past Rotaractor.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's the information I've been given.
Yeah.
And nobody has come out to dispute it yet.
And so how do you think we engage more Rotaractors to make the transition into Rotary?
Yes. You see, let me give you my thoughts on that from a systems point of view. And I like telling stories, so I hope I don't bore you.
No.
Many years back, I still remember that conversation. I think it was in Charles de Gaulle Airport in Paris. I was on one of those escalators, as you go up into the departure hall. And I had my Rotary pin, very happy guy, a Rotarian. And the gentleman was by my side. He turned. As we came up the escalator, he said, "You are a Rotarian." And of course, I simply looked at my pin and I said, "Yes, I am." And then he said something that has kept me thinking since then. He said, you guys are the only group of business and professional persons known to me who don't care about their investment.
Who do or don't care?
Don't.
Don't.
Do not care about their investment. He worked for one of the agencies, I think it was UNICEF or WHO, and the example he gave was that You guys give us money to use locally. Internationally, so Rotary International will do things with UNICEF and the rest. He said, but you see, you have given us, say, in Congo, $25 million US to do work on polio. You have Rotarians in the Congo. This is your project. And they've never showed up to say, hey guys, what are you doing? He expected that is what business people will do. You know, and they said, so we never cared about our investment. And while that's a long story, I'm pivoting that to Rotaract, the question you actually asked. I also feel we've invested a lot in our youths, and we have not made any conscious, intentional efforts to recoup our investments.
Yeah.
We spent a lot of time, resources on Interact. And then we never cared to ask, when these interactors leave school, what next for them? Ordinarily, you will expect that there should be, if they go to college, there should be a Rotaract club waiting for them. You know? If they go to RILA, if you organize a RILA camp, and we do a lot of that every year, who asks the question, these young men and women, as they leave RILA, what next? Do we have a conscious effort to get, if RILA is for people of the Rotaract age, for example, to make a conscious effort to say, at this RILA camp, introduce them to Rotaract. You know?
Yeah.
We have Rotaractors, and we can tell them, hey guys, you are in so college, Rotaract Club of XYZ. We have information for you. The following interactors are freshmen in your college. Please look out for them. You know, that way. And the analogy I give is about soccer. We are in Australia, and I know for Australia, you play soccer also, you play football, though I know you like rugby more. You know, what I say is, if you look at those big organizations, football organizations, they all have junior academies. You know, they have junior academies. They train them, they put them in the camp, they coach them, they mentor them, and there is somebody watching them that decides at a point, hey, you are ready to play for the senior team. You see, all the time those children are in training, they're in camp, in the academy, it's all investment. As at that point, there is no income, no revenue, no recoup of investment by the team. But at the moment, there's a manager that says, you are now ready to play for the senior team. And then they start to recoup their investment. And if the senior team happen to be such that they have so much people from the junior team that they cannot take in the senior team, it is also a manager that decides, we don't have space for you, but we think another football club may need you. And we will sell, let me use that word. You see, so they recoup their investment. And I'm asking, for us as Rotary, where is our manager?
And
Who is looking at all those investments we've made? Do the Rotary clubs or even the Rotary districts have any data of where their interactors are? I was in Albuquerque, New Mexico, I think about a week ago. And in a conversation like this, a governor-elect said, look, in my district we have 4,000 interactors. 4,000 interactors. And ordinarily, that should mean we have close to 8,000 parents. But we have 1,200 Rotarians. And you know, talk to those parents, for example, the response you will get is, nobody has asked me. I don't even know how to join.
yeah.
I don't know how to join. So that is the sad part of it for me. And let me say this, as a product of Rotaract myself, and I saw many past Rotaractors in the room, and I really love that, you know, at this conference, and current Rotaractors. You see, many of us joined Rotaract not because Rotary looked for us. And Rotary said, hey, it's time, come home. Many of us stumbled into Rotary. It shouldn't be so.
Absolutely.
Yes.
And so is youth going to be one of your key focuses during your year?
I am canvassing for that. I'm doing two things. One, there are many parts of our Rotary world where they don't even have Rotaract presence. So it cannot even be. So in their own case, they need to invest. And the data I have seen shows that every single part of the Rotary world that is thriving and growing today have a thriving Rotaract program. Youth membership,
Yeah.
So we invest in youth exchange. All those people we've sent on youth exchange, where are they? Has anybody reached out to them? Has anybody reached out to them? Usually no. I've met past Rotaractors, find themselves in Rotary leadership, and because they already know about Rotary, they don't need any canvassing. They just fit in and do what they need to do. So basically, I'm looking, where is that system that links Interact, Rotaract, RILA, Youth Exchange? These are Rotary's youth engagement. Let me use that word. I don't want to use program because Rotaract is a membership type. No, but these are the investment. These are the areas Rotary invest in the youth.
Yeah.
How can an organization who spends so much on the youth be having problems with young people, shortage of young people? You will have thought that should be almost automatic.
Absolutely.
There must be something we are doing wrong.
Definitely.
And I'm asking Rotary leaders in different parts of our Rotary world to look into it. Don't wait for any intervention from Evanston. It won't happen. It will be too complicated. But locally, do something. It's your own investment. Recoup it.
Definitely. And so apart from youth, are there other areas of focus that you were sort of focused on during your year as president?
There will be, but I will leave that till when we meet, till after the International Assembly. But you see, my main message is simple. Rotary means different things to all of us. But one thing is common to every passionate Rotarian I have met, and that is that Rotary has changed many of us. And one of the switch I would like to see over the next year is for Rotarians to talk more about how Rotary has impacted us. You see, when we talk about lasting change, we usually talk about it from the point of view of those who benefit from the things that we do. So we talk about lasting change in our communities. We talk about lasting change in the people who benefit from our services. But we also know there is lasting change in ourselves. And I want Rotarians to talk more about that. I want to have the opportunity. I want to attempt, to restore the emotional connection between Rotary and Rotarians. Because otherwise, why are we not like Red Cross? If it's just about service project only, people ask that all the time. If I want to help pack food, I can go for a group that are packing food and help them on a weekend, and I don't have to pay to do that. But you are asking me to come to Rotary to pay to do that. And what they are paying for is not the service that we render. What they're actually paying for is that lasting change in themselves. That's the opportunity Rotary has given them, which many other organizations don't, in a structured manner. Again, if you look at today, those 3 young people that were part of that panel, look at what they talked about, how Rotary has impacted them, even at this young age. I do not think there is any of those 3 young people who, if you go to them today and say, look, what you've experienced so far, will it be okay if you hadn't experienced it, if we had deferred it 15 years from now? What would be your reaction? I'm sure they'll probably tell you, no, I wouldn't have loved to wait 15 years to experience what I've experienced. Lasting change, But I think if we talk more about it, how Rotary has impacted us in all our conversations. And I understand that many of these stories are personal. They are very personal stories. And we sometimes feel vulnerable expressing those personal stories. But that's what we need to do. Because when you tell people, will you have an opportunity to make a lasting change in yourself? The answer most likely will be yes. The next thing after that will be, tell me how. And which means, and I wish we as Rotarians can tell people, if that is what you want to do, please come to Rotary. We will make that happen for you in Rotary.
Do I have time for one quick one more? Has there been a particular project that you've heard about over this weekend here that you found particularly inspiring, and if so, why?
Many of them. For example, you see I have a background in health and safety, and at a point in my career, my duty was to make sure people don't fall from heights as they do their work, But you see, falling, just people falling, tripping, typically, is something you don't think a lot about. And I found that project very interesting. You see, if you look at here, on my leg, there's a cut there. I had a fall about 20 years ago, and I fractured my ankle in 6 places.
Wow.
So it took a surgery. It took a surgical intervention to put my ankles back.
Yeah, wow.
And then I'm listening today and say, why haven't I thought about that? How can we help? So that is something very interesting. The second one for me is the one on the snake thing for PNG.
PNG, yeah.
There is a part of Nigeria that has a similar problem. I have visited the place. I have seen what the Rotary Club has tried to do to help. But you see, for somebody who is into system thinking, when I looked at what they are doing, I couldn't find a system behind it. I tried to ask them a few things and to see how Rotary can help, how I as a Rotary leader can help. I was trying to see what system we can put about it that will make sure this thing is sustainable. I didn't get the answers. I had a few ideas of things to pitch together, but the presentation today, immediately I saw it, I said to myself, this is what we need for Kaltungo. If you Google Kaltungo, you will find it. The first thing you will see about Kaltungo is snakes, snake bites. And Rotary wants to help. The Rotary Club in the city wants to help. They are helping, but I think there's much more we can do in line with, similar to what has been done with PNG.
Excellent.
Yes.
Very good. We're out of time, I think.
I hope I've not bored you.
No, not at all. Thank you. I had many more questions, but we ran out of time.
Maybe you can send them to Clarice.